Oh, finally, this big stack of meat is done. Hey guys, Stitches here, and welcome back to some more Let's Play Minecraft. Last time, we did quite a bit. We acquired some hardware, as in we found some iron, found more coal, started getting into that. Started even experimenting with upgrading our tools to the stone variety. And we did some exploring, and found plenty of cows, which as you can see, they were led to the slaughter. And we also created that guy, our little protector, the snow golem. Where I left off, we were cooking up all those steaks, and since then a whole day has passed, and I haven't really done much other than gather up some seeds by breaking various tall grass. I say tall grass, but this grass here. These blades of grass, you can break them, and they have a chance to drop seeds like that. So I gotta feed more of them, because we'll be needing them in a little bit. Um, Anyways, we have this open again, so one thing that I think we can do is we can actually put some of our charcoal in this furnace. By the way, you can leave the charcoal in the furnace. I've just been keeping it on me, but you can do that. But we can actually craft this back into stone doing this by smelting it. How nice. And you might be wondering, well, why would you do that? Well, since we're making our house a more permanent house solution than this very small, cramped dirt hut. Which way do I actually want the entrance of the house to be? Because, like, out here is nice. We could also have that out there, or we could have here. I don't know. I think this way would be nice. So you can take 6 wood planks to make a wooden door. Later versions of this recipe give you 3 doors. Oh, just hitting the door in this version. You can use a door by punching it, or by using it, um, if you left click it. Texture does have some oddities, but we don't look too closely at the texture. I had multiple stacks of wooden planks there. One weird thing, by the way, is in this version, the inventory text is actually separate, so it's on a higher layer than the block textures. So keep that in mind, I guess. Anyway, you can get a door to face a different way if you have blocks next to it. So the door will actually open the opposite way. It is slightly bugged when you do double doors, but oh well. This is enough stone to start. What we can do with stone is a little different. This required 2 initially, did it? I guess for 2 stone you can craft a button. Later this is just 1 stone. If you put 2 stone like this, we can make a pressure plate, which is much thicker looking in this version. You can make stone slabs, which have this look in this version. You cannot make stone stairs, though. I think what we can make, though, is, haha, stone bricks. If you right-click on a stack, you can pick up exactly half of it. So what I want is I actually want some stone bricks to kind of make a little foundation for the house here. I think this will add some nice variation for it. Stone bricks are kind of just something that I think a lot of people didn't even realize you can craft them for a long time. Ooh, looks like we'll have some extra. I know what to do with extras, though. Well, actually, this might be good to make out of cobblestone. We'll figure out something to do with 2 extra pieces, though. And yeah, this house is coming along quite nice. Do. By the way, I did want to show this off. I mentioned you don't want to eat raw chicken. Here's why. We just got a status effect called hunger. This actually means that we're not poisoned, but we're sick. We'll continue to eat, or we'll continue to use hunger quite fast while we're like this. It's not worth it to eat the raw chicken effectively. There's another food called rotting flesh, or rotten flesh, rather. Not rotting, rotten. I was like, why is my inventory shifted over to the left? It's because of the potion effect. But rotten flesh drops from zombies if you kill them. Speaking of zombies, I actually think that we're not going to rest tonight. I think we are ready for the monsters that are in the night. I realized that I've been talking about them, but I haven't actually showed them. I kind of expected that our first night I wouldn't exactly find materials to make a bed. But don't worry, the monsters will come out if you want them to. Even if you don't. Over there's a skeleton. There are archers. Undead archers. Cold-hearted snipers. Actually, they're not anything hearted. They don't have entrails. I know I've mentioned the creeper. They like to sneak up on you and explode. They can instantly kill you doing that. They make this horrid hissing sound before they do. I want to see if I can get the attention of one. Not two. I wanted the attention of two. You run at them and smack them, though. They'll fly back. But you can see there. He exploded. Also, there's coos out here. Oh, here's the snow golem doing his thing. Ow. Snow golem, your help is kind of being mitigated by this sheep. Good job, snow golem. Zombies can see you from quite the distance and wander towards you. And it's so nostalgic playing this old version of Minecraft, though, to be honest. Zombies aren't much trouble, especially in this version. They get a little tougher. Over there, that thing behind the zombie, that black thing with the red eyes, is a spider, believe it or not. Spiders are pretty dangerous. They like to lunge at you. They can climb walls. But they do have the valuable string material. One of the only ways you can get it is from spiders. You can find it in treasure chests across the world. That spider just straight up spawned there. Spiders also have a very rare tendency to team up with skeletons, letting them ride on their back. We do still need to be somewhat careful. These enemies will murk you and wreck your shit if you are not careful. And like I said, when you die, you drop all your items on the ground where you died. Meaning if you die near some lava, for example, which I found some over there, between videos, I was just kind of looking around. Didn't walk too far from base, but... Ah, spiders like to jump attack you. Don't worry, they don't crit you. Critting is a power only the player gets. Ah, don't pincer attack me with the spider. Okay, good. Fucking spiders, man. I don't like the fact there are 3 creepers. In fact, I don't like that I'm so far away from my homeboy over here. The snow golem. Man, our inventory is really full. Oh yeah, here's the rotten flesh, though. You can eat that. That's a food desperation item. Might be a reason you want to you might just want to tough it out through the first night. When you're at high enough hungers, you actually regenerate health as well. But yeah, the main reason I wanted to fight some monsters as well is tomorrow we will get an item. We will be crafting an item that we've been able to craft for a little bit. See, the arrow is actually embedded in the tree. We can't pick it up, though. Monster shots are not items you can pick up, sadly. Oh, look, they're getting into a shootout. No! He died! Aw, man. That's kind of a problem. What time of night is it even? Okay, we're on the downhill side of night. Alright. I said downhill, I mean that positively. It just means that it's gonna be day at some point. Ah. Well then. That's what happens when you try to get a little too cocky. Or your aim is bad. I don't know which one applies to me necessarily. Yeah. When a creeper explodes or an explosion happens in general, some of the blocks get destroyed. How much string do I have? I have 6 string. Some of the blocks get destroyed, but other blocks will get, other parts of the blocks will actually get... That spider just despawned? Or did he fall? I think that spider despawned. I don't know. There's one monster we haven't seen, but they're kind of rare. We'll encounter them eventually, but for now... Oh hey, our inventory is full. That's fun. We'll be making a solution to that. We've also strayed quite far from home. That zombie just spawned in. We don't need to go home quite yet, but the sun is rising, and if you remember on our first night, one of our first nights, we actually saw... Actually, it was our first night, I think. We actually saw some enemies burning up in the daylight. At least this is before skeletons were annoying. But yeah, you'll see the zombies will pitifully catch on fire. They'll try to head for any means to not catch on fire. They'll go under the shade of blocks to avoid the sunlight. They'll go in the water if they have to. Put themselves out, but they catch on fire. This only happens to zombies and skeletons, though. Spiders are actually pacified during the day. Is that a spider or is that a sheep? I think that's just a sheep over there. Spider, what the heck happened here? This is certainly world generation. Bunch of weird blocks just misplaced about here. Not even misplaced, just like speckled. Huh. I don't know what caused that. Anyway, spiders just become more passive during the day and won't attack you unless provoked. You can think of it kind of like a nocturnal instinct if you want. Creepers don't burn in the day and will still try to kill you. So, they're not chill. And then the other monster we haven't seen doesn't burn in daylight either, but it's passive by default. And it won't hurt you unless you attack it or provoke it. I know that seems kind of... I know provoke it seems kind of, what am I trying... How do I say this? Mysterious, ominous. But, yeah. One thing we can actually do is I have the sugar cane here. Sugarcane has to be planted on either sand or dirt. Either works. No, it doesn't grow faster on sand. That's a lie. It's an urban myth. I have a flower, that's why. I didn't mean to pick up the flower. But it needs to be directly adjacent to water. It cannot be diagonal from water, has to be touching the water on orthogonically on one of its sides. If you actually hold shift in, what you can do is sneak, so you walk slower. I don't know if it does it in this version, but it hides your name from other players. And it prevents you from falling off the side of blocks. So that is pretty neat. I'm going to keep one of these blocks open. It's hard to believe Minecraft's like over 10 years old. Over 15 actually. It came out in 2011, yeah. I remember in 2021 when it was like a big deal. Everyone was like, Minecraft turned 10. We're all getting old. But you know, I wanted to celebrate what Minecraft was originally, so that's why I'm playing the most stripped down version of the game. To be fair, I could go back even further, but that's when we go into like the development versions, because there's like alpha and all that. But I personally didn't want to go back that far. I don't have nostalgia for that. And one thing we are going to do here, we're actually just going to craft these into some sticks while I'm at it. For inventory sake. Is we need to come in here and put torches in here. Torches on the ceiling, rather. In old versions of Minecraft, like in some of the development versions, torches were actually meant to burn out. They don't here in the adventure update. They're just infinite. We can revive our snow golem friend, though, here. If you remember. Snowballs have the weird quirk, by the way. They only stack up to 16. Not really sure why. That's been a thing. Remember, we could actually make 2 snow golems. So why not? Beep and beep. And they're holding hands. Oh, they're kissing each other on the cheek now. Anyways, I guess really now what's left is porting all the stuff from the old base into the new one. Luckily, this isn't that hard. We only have 3 possessions. Well, I guess it's a bit more than that if you count the stuff that's in here. The nice grass floor for now. You know, it's fine. It's not perfect. It is just called a crafting table. I thought it was called a workbench. In this version, I guess not. Anyways, we can break away this dirt now and leave this. So say goodbye to the dirt hut. By the way, if you're curious about me doing stuff off camera, because I mentioned before this video, I just kind of waited for the thing to turn off, or the furnace to finish before I continued the video. That was more out of respect for your time. I'm not gonna be the off-camera mining guy. That's kind of a bit in the Minecraft community, is did a little bit of off-camera mining, and the game is just completed. Anyway, what we need to do now to solve our inventory problem is if we take 8 of our wood here, we can make a chest. Now the chest is a pretty interesting item. Oh, this is animated. I didn't realize it was animated in this version. And we can kind of store some of our miscellaneous stuff in here. You know, things we don't necessarily need on us at the current moment. Things like this wool, or these saplings, or those snowballs. Set them out of order, but you don't really have a use for arrows yet, so we'll put them in there. Apparently my string was over here, I don't know why. We do actually have 6 string, which is the ideal amount. There's mainly 2, because we'll need... Well, actually, we only needed 5, but it's a good amount of string. I can't put this chest here. I just realized that. You know what? It's fine. We just move that hole from here. We just plop that right there. Open floor plan. Alright. So we can store stuff in this chest, like the pumpkins and everything. I'd just kind of throw stuff in there for now. One thing we're not going to be throwing in there for now is our, well, we could throw in this dirt. I don't need 64 dirt. Our leather, we need this. So I mentioned there's a couple different things we can do with leather, but I mentioned one would make fighting monsters easier. Well, we can craft armor with it. We can make leather pants. We make leather pants. A leather cap. Leather boots. And last but not least, the chest plate. Or a tunic. This is back when these all had different names. Oh yeah, we can't right-click to use these yet in this version of the game. So if we go into our inventory, what we can actually do is take them and put them in these slots. And we can do stuff like this, and this, and this, and this. Boom. So these provide different amounts of armor per piece here. I'll get into what armor does here in a minute. So starting with the cap provides 1 point of armor, which is half of an armor piece there. The chest plate provides the most, which is 1.5 here, or 3 points. The leather pants provide 2 points, or 1 full bar there. And then the boots provide 1. Armor used to work differently at one point. Armor at one point used to be based on durability. So that armor bar would actually be completely filled, meaning that leather armor and iron armor and all types of armor in a full set would always provide you with the maximum amount of protection. Of course, this has been changed, so now it only fills partially, which gives you incentives to craft better armor over time. This house is seemingly missing something, I just don't know what exactly. Now, I left this part open, and that's obviously because I'm going to build up out of it. So we actually need some more wood here, so we can make some more sticks. Because we are going to need some sticks to make ladders. Need about 2 ladders per craft here, so we only need to craft it twice. But it costs 7 sticks. In this ladder, if you move up against it, you climb up it. And get up here. There is something else I want to craft, though, to help gussy up the top a little bit, make it a little more protective. And that is if we take 6 sticks like this, we can make fences. Now, you might be saying, that's not how you make fences. Normally, I think that you would need 4 blocks and 2 sticks to make fences, and you might be saying, isn't this supposed to craft 3? They changed it later because they added different wood types to the game, but sticks don't actually change with the type of wood at all. Gonna go ahead and craft the remaining amount of our logs here. Our sticks, I think, just fell off the side. I don't fully know. It's also kind of hard to see because this is before things had 3D models and things were just 2D sprites on the ground if you drop them. inside the house. All right. So if I put this here, we can start kind of building this. So this is a fence. Fences cannot be jumped over. This is because realistically they are 1.5 blocks tall for their hitbox. So mobs cannot jump over them. By the way, that term mob just refers to any creature in the game. I don't remember where it comes from. If I remember right, it comes from like an internal name for monsters. I do want to fill this in. There's also a cave back here. I don't know how deep it goes. Or I think we explored that one. There are caves around here, which we will be going into the depths now that we have leather. I wonder if we can actually do that with leather. In later versions of the game, you can actually dye leather armor to be certain colors. I'm like, I wonder if we can make ourselves a nice colored set. No, that wasn't a thing yet. Okay, so leather... So this is literally just used to dye wool. It's also interesting to remember back when beds were just red always. In newer versions of the game, beds are also colored, which actually means you can't craft a bed with different colors of wool, which makes them slightly more inconvenient to craft. Only slightly, though. Anyway, I guess... What is our next goal, really? I suppose I could start doing that. I thought we were going to use the seeds in this video, but I guess we'll use that in the next one. I didn't expect to do the night segment, though, so I guess that's the trade-off. It's like time managing the videos and the game. Wow. Anyways, I guess we're going to be crafting up some more sticks here. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. 36. Alright, this is coming along quite nice. Main thing is this mountain here, or this mound of dirt. It's not really a mountain, it's just a mound of dirt. Enemies could get the jump on us, literally by jumping off the mountain. Over the fence. But this is nice. We only need... We only need 8 more fences. Though we do need more wood for that, I suppose. 2, 1, 2. Alright. And looks like our friend tree over here is perishing. I guess something I could also show really quick in this video. Nah, I'll save it for next video. It's more topical for that one. Can't overwhelm you guys with too much info. I just realized I didn't craft down there, but secret crafting table. I guess I should talk about my experiences playing this game, actually. So I'll save that for the next one. We're going to be doing a lot of pretty menial tasks next time. And with that, our home is complete. It's not perfect, but it's completed. This is what I would call our home. May not be big, may not be that impressive, but I'm damn sure it's ours. Next time on Minecraft, I'll be showing you guys how to farm. Get us some more reliable food source than the meat. Than meat at the cost of others' lives. So thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. You should also subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications. Additionally, you should check out the links in the description below. There's links to my Blue Sky and Twitter social media pages. There's a link to my Twitch page where I occasionally live stream. And there's also a link to my Ko-Fi page where for $3 a month you can become a monthly member and get access to content early or entirely exclusive content. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.